I founded Student Minds in 2009 when I graduated. I'd been surprised at how difficult university was and how lonely it was. When students move to university, they're leaving their support networks behind.
You move away from home, you move into a new area, you don't really know which way is up. Suddenly you're cooking for yourself, you're doing your own washing. I was going to lectures late, I was doing all sorts of stuff wrong, I wasn't eating properly, sort of not taking care of myself as much as I should.
There are over 2.7 million students in higher education, and a recent study found that almost a third of students will experience clinical levels of psychological distress.
They might often feel isolated, they might feel a little bit overwhelmed, they might not get enough sleep, they might not get enough peer contact, or they might find it really difficult to focus on their studies. And Student Minds Peer Support is here to help students with those issues.
It's a 6-week course for Positive Minds, and it's aimed at people who've got low mood or mild depression. The whole overarching theme is developing this Positive Minds skill set that you can use throughout the rest of your life, not just at this particularly challenging time.
These are people just like you. They're there for you, and if you want to talk something through, you can, and there's no barriers.
Student Minds has grown from that very small beginning to an organisation now that works in collaboration with Universities UK, has links to over 100 universities across the country, and has extraordinary credibility.
Even just a year ago, our income was around £90,000, and this year we'll be reaching around £300,000. Partnership working is really important to Student Minds. We provide the Secretariat for the Alliance for Student-Led Wellbeing, and we're also working on a few major strategic programmes with partners like Universities UK, University Mental Health Advisor Network and NUS.
Student Minds really liaise and link in with those of us that already work in the sector and have really been very central in making sure that there's the ability for the voice of the student and the voice of the professional in developing the work.
We train staff to be able to deliver workshops around supporting a friend or supporting a fellow teammate. We devised a 2-day programme for university sports staff to equip sports teams to create a really positive culture in their clubs. And this means that the staff have an opportunity to build their skills so that we can keep building the health literacy of the higher education community. Look After Your Mate grew out of a campaign that we initially ran because we were hearing from students attending our support groups that they wanted more skills and knowledge and confidence to manage their own mental health and to support their friends and peers.
I was a student who struggled with their mental health, and campaigning for me is basically a way to provide students with the understanding that they're not alone, to help people understand what they're going through. We have ran University Mental Health Day for a few years now. We bring together all the key players in student mental health across the country.
Last year we reached over 70 universities, around 3,000 students and over 650 members of staff. We've developed a number of national campaigns alongside University Mental Health Day, things like Best Night In, a campaign that grew out of recognising that it doesn't have to be a focus on drinking in order to have a good time and settle in. We've also developed some guidance for national press and student media on reporting on student mental health so that we can see more positive stories about student mental health in the media. We've developed a student-led blog, and that generates around 3,000 views per month, as well as other social media.
It's overwhelming sometimes to look at what the team of people that make up Student Minds today are achieving.
If you're feeling anxious or if you're worried about a friend, talk, just be open about it. Don't suffer in silence.
Our charity basically gives students a voice, and it's so incredibly important.